I'm in the greenhouse and I managed to sow some seeds today. So I've mainly done some perennials and I managed to re-sow some foxgloves, but I will just quickly show you what I've sown and how I do it. But honestly, you've still got time. You've got September is a perfect time to sow some seeds, but I just know that my first week at the very least of September is going to be hectic. So I thought I would get a little bit of a head start. So let me show you what I've sown and how I do it. So I always start with my trusty seed sowing compost, and I'll let you know which one I use in the captions. And I always like to pre-water my compost just so that it's already moist for the seeds. I have sown echinacea and cornflowers, Ami Magus, and I've also sown a few Veronica varieties, which I'm very excited about. For those ones, I have just placed the seeds on top of the compost and then I've covered with vermiculite. But there were two other kinds of seeds, foxgloves and verbascum and the violas, which said to just lightly cover or actually just to surface sow. So for those, I haven't covered the tops with vermiculite. For those of you who don't know what vermiculite is, I just like to use it instead of covering with compost. It lets enough light in, air in, it provides a little bit of nutrients. It's a habit. You don't have to use vermiculite. You can cover your seeds again with compost, but I just really like using vermiculite. You'll also need your seed labels, which is something I always forget. So sometimes I actually label the seed trays before I've sown any of the seeds, just so that I ensure that I don't forget what I've done. And then these are going into my greenhouse. And the main thing I need to remember to do is to keep them moist, which I do either by standing them in a tray of water in the greenhouse, or I just use a spray bottle of water and I just spray the top of the seed trays at least once in the morning and once in the afternoon, especially if we've had a little bit of hot weather. Now all we have to do is wait for germination.